Hi friends, Allison here with AJ's Inspired Life, and I have the second half of November in my daily fauxbonichi flow, whatever, crafty junk journal daily journal for you. My first half got cut off abruptly, so I'm going to keep an eye on my recorder here on my phone because I think I'm running out of memory and whatnot. So let's see if we can get you through it. So I'm not sure exactly where it cut off, but you get the gist of it. This is the 13th. I flew to, this is Wednesday, and I had to fly very quickly home to California to be with my dad. He was in the hospital and scheduled for surgery the next day. So I just grabbed some things from my trip. This is like the napkin from the airplane and the, snack or whatever. And then I made a note in here about that. And then I put a note up here about my daughter's soccer game that night. They played in their first game of state playoffs and unfortunately lost, which was a huge disappointment. They won last year, and so they were hoping to obviously get further than the first level of state. But anyway, really glad I wasn't there. It went into PK playoffs or kickoffs and in overtime, and my daughter is a keeper. And fortunately, she was not in for that part because I get super nervous. So anyway, so this was Wednesday, the 13th of November. All right, Thursday, the 14th, he was scheduled for surgery. And at like the last minute on this night, they called off the surgery because they didn't feel like his body was ready for it. And so they moved him rooms again. And then we started again the hospital journey. At this point, he's already been in there a week. And then, so this was my first day down there with my family. We went and made a run to a giant new Whole Foods by my parents' house right where I grew up, which is amazing. And so that was really nice because I could food prep and take it to the hospital and whatnot. So that was lovely. This, again, is the back page behind here. Excuse me as I have my robe on this morning because it's freezing still. Even though it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark outside almost. So this is my favorite punch. If you guys don't know it, I use it all the time. It's this one. I just love it. This is just a magazine page that I've, punched with kind of fall colors in it. So you'll see that in a lot of my pages. It's been one of my favorites for a very long time. All right. The next day is Friday the 15th, obviously still in the hospital. This was literally a card envelope that was one of the cards that my dad got. He had lots of cards, and when he got moved back down out of the surgical unit, we could put cards up in his room. So we brought all the cards. I made some cards in here, wrote on the back of this about kind of how he's doing and there. And then this is actually his menu from the hospital. I just took it off of his tray table and folded it up in here. My sister and I went to Target while he was sleeping and got him a book and a couple other things. So we made a quick run out of there. And then I just, this is just a punch out of some watercolor paper. And I just put, opened all of his cards and hung them up in his room for decoration. So kind of cheer him up. All right, Saturday the 16th. Again, it's just hospital days. I'm not with my family. My husband and children were amazing. They just said go, like they will, adapt. And so I just left. And my husband took care of things, and my children were flexible and helping each other and getting car rides and all the stuff they have to do to get where they have to go. So I made a little flip up here of some notes about Dad, and this is just a stamp, like a Father's Day stamp set I have, and so I've just been using those. And I just put very grateful for family and visitors. We've had lots of people that came by and were able to visit with my dad and sharing stories, and just really, really great. And just a reminder, obviously that we want to do it more, not just when we're sick, not just when things are bad, but to just come and visit and share stories and share each other's lives. So anyway, just super grateful for that. The next day is Sunday. And again, this is so my mom needed help around the house, like reorganizing. They had an addition put on and they were moving furniture and stuff. So I was, at night and in the morning trying to help her. And This is actually a piece of like an old crochet pattern. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a scrubby that you'd make for the sink or something, but anyway, it's free crochet. So I just folded it. I made this pocket, and then I made a note card for here about spent the day trying to help my mom kind of get organized and whatnot around the house, cleaning out stuff, that sort of thing. And a little tag here, just grateful my dad's getting better. He's getting stronger and, preparing for surgery basically. And so just not, really just not a lot, just kind of notes from the hospital because, again, I'm not home. So obviously I'm getting updates from my family. But okay, so this is Monday the 18th. I flew home from California back to Washington. Here's that punch again, just a magazine page. And my bag tag or whatever. And I got coffee. This is a gourmet coffee shop that we used to have down on the beach where I lived in California. And now they have one of them in the airport, which is like super cool. So I love that. And then a little stamp from that same stamp set. I made a little, tuck in here. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper. This is the stopper from my coffee. And I checked my bag for free, because I just bring the carry-on, and then they're like, well, if you want to check it for free, could you please bring it up? And I have no problem doing that. And so I don't have to carry it or roll it or whatever. So that's my little claims tag. And I just said I got coffee and a cinnamon roll from this place that it just, those memories that you have, it just brought it right back as soon as I was there, even though I was in the airport. So all right, the 19th, again, there's my punch. I made a simple pocket. This was an envelope from, a piece of mail, obviously. There's the stamp, and I just cut it on its end. This is my little bee wax stamp that Christy was trying to help me figure out a better way. This is the new glue stick, if you will, that I thought would be cool with the glitter, but you really can't see. I don't know if I can even bring it up. There. Can you see it a little bit there? There's a bee. Anyway, I'm not super happy with it yet, but I'll keep working on it. So I just put back to regular days. Eric and I are working. Kids are at school, soccer, practice, all that kind of stuff. Okay, Wednesday. This is the day he actually was scheduled for surgery or had surgery. So I had to fly home on Monday. I was upset, obviously, because I knew he would probably be ready for surgery as I was leaving, but he was strong enough on Wednesday. He had surgery. So I had found these things like in a magazine that they just spoke to me that day, and it was super powerful. So I just put like warrior and better future and restoring. This one says restoring. And this part down here is this actual whole page just folded up this way to make a little bit of a tuck spot. Okay, so it obviously goes all the way across, but I put this across it. So there's a little bit left here in the corner. All right. And then this was just a quote I found. It says, "To live will be an awfully big adventure." And some notes on the back about, just prayers for my dad as he had a very, very major surgery. So hard day to not be with him, but it was very long, and it was longer than they expected and all of that, but he made it out of it. And so we were just super grateful. All right, so this is Thursday, and I took up a 2-page spread here, and you'll see later that I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. I had finished my coffee. This was my latest fall coffee. I went into work this morning. I saw a couple clients, and then I headed back down to California to be with my dad. So I put a travel sticker there. This is what my dad always says. He always says egg bar. That's been his thing to us when we're struggling or whatnot, and it just means everything's going to be all right. And so we put that up in his room and on his cards and everything like that. So just put that in there for that day. I went to the hospital. I was able to see him. He's still pretty groggy on this day. And then here's my notes. So let the healing powers take over, and just welcome to paradise, because it's Southern California and it's beautiful. We went to Ruby's for dinner. My mom and my brother and my sister and I, after the hospital, after I was able to visit with him for a little bit, and he was like aware I was there and all that kind of stuff. Friday the 22nd, we are just grateful. Oh, my little stickers are not super sticky. I don't know where I had that, but at the hospital, I just put grateful for friends, super grateful my friends came and kind of took me to lunch to get a break from the hospital. It's kind of a lot for me to be there all the time with all the doctors and the different people. So just super, super grateful for that. And we're so blessed and just counting our blessings. And so I use this as journaling on the back. Look, my favorite punch. The 23rd is Saturday, and my dad walked for the first time, which is absolutely amazing to me considering he had major triple bypass surgery on Wednesday. And I found this quote in a magazine. It says, "Some moments make you feel big, some make you feel small. A precious few make you feel both." And I was just blown away at this moment. I was crying, and he, here's his two nurses, his PT nurse and his regular nurse helping him walk for the first time. He had an amazing walker that stands him upright. And he was like, you can't see, but he's smiling. He, this is his Stanford, pom-pom, because it was the big game between Stanford and Cal. And, he got, flowers sent to him from his law firm that, anyway, he couldn't have in his room. He had to have them at the desk. And so as he made it past the desk on his first walk, he wanted to hold them. It just makes me cry still. Anyway, so the big rivalry between my parents is my dad went to Stanford and my mom went to Cal. So even this day when he's not feeling well at all, he's still like, I don't know. That gave me such hope that he has that spirit. So I found this sticker in my pack that I'd ordered. Both of these are from like whatever, AliExpress or Wish or something. And we're trying to get my mom to drink more water. I bought her a water bottle and that kind of thing. And did some journaling behind the tag as well. All right, the 24th, we went to church. My mom sings in the choir and whatnot, so I drop her off early for practice. This was her first day back at church in a while since my dad was in the hospital, so I was really glad I was there to take her. And I went to Starbucks and filled her car up with gas and like did that kind of stuff beforehand, and then went to service, obviously, and then used this just Project Life card and journaled on the back there. Just really good for her to be there and surrounded by all the people that love and support both my parents very much. And they spoke about him in the service, and just, it was lovely. Okay, so then this puts us on Monday the 25th, and there's my ticket, my JetBlue ticket home. And I got some in the mail. I got these like Tim Holtz stamps or whatever that I'd order, and they came, and they are snarky and I crack up at them. I think they're Tim Holtz. They might be Diane Reevely, or I don't even know. But it says, "I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. And don't give me attitude. I already have it." I was ready to come home this day. It was very stressful at the hospital this day. And so, as you can imagine, different people and different opinions and everybody weighing in on different things. And it was a bit much for me. So, I had, I was leaving anyway, which is emotional for me. So it was just hard. So those just seemed funny. My son went biking this day with his friends, which is super exciting. And then I just put long day. So this is a cookbook or magazine. I don't know, nice, what I'd call a coffee table book, maybe about food from like the 80s or something. So I cut it out and I made a flip like this. Okay. So, and then this is all about my dad. This is just the journaling. This is like a sonogram. No, what do you call it? An ultrasound, but like of his heart. So anyway, so that's one flip. And then this also flips out this way. And I got more journaling in this way. So I just put, "It's good to be home." Here's a little sticker here. Family, chill out, and just grounding at home. And then I missed my daughter's soccer banquet. My husband was able to go because I didn't get in till late, but there's a picture of her and her coach, Stephanie Cox, which is who's a professional soccer player, and super cool that she's had the opportunity to play for her. So anyway, so it flips. I just want to show you guys kind of that. If you ever need more journaling space, like, you can add whatever you need to. Okay. All right, the next day is the 26th, which is Tuesday. I went back to work. Eating well, feeling on track there. Stay humble, eat simply, live healthy. Let's see, I just put plant-based eating, eating well today, and then I had to go to soccer. I got to eat out. Quiet morning at work. Oh, because I ate Chick-fil-A. So I was supposed to go home and get my dinner because I had brought my lunch, and then plans changed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, I'm not crazy about it. I'm just learning, right? So I went to Chick-fil-A, which I don't remember last time I went there. So quiet morning at work. I had a client cancel, so I was able to drink some coffee and catch up on notes and whatnot. So I did that. And then learning to view food differently. So without guilt, all that kind of stuff. Here's my pumpkin spice tea. And I wore boots today. So the difference between Southern California and Washington is I'm wearing my boots. When I got home this night, my son finished his applications. And so sent in his application for here. So just super excited. I put the little tidbit, they get 500 things in the mail. So tipped that in there. Wednesday the 27th is a work day. This was like out of a, I don't know, Real Simple magazine or something. I slept in. I had a little bit of a late start to my day. I'm so tired. Like I think just emotionally it was kind of catching up to me. And I was just exhausted. But this is kind of like the stuff I had to do at work. So I tipped that in. I just put being gone has been hard. I'm not prepared for Thanksgiving. Oh, because it's Wednesday. So my boy offered to help. I helped him write the menu of what he wanted. And then he and I made the shopping list together. So that was really cool. And then he and my husband went to the shopping, did all the shopping for Thanksgiving the day before. That we had already bought the turkey, but besides that, all the other stuff. And then I had a light day at work, a little extra work to do. But I just I'm just so tired today. I just didn't want to get out of bed. So after work, I drove home. I picked up my daughter and then back out to soccer. And then went to the gym because I've been going to the gym when I'm home. I watched a Crafty Club video from the Reset Girl and printed up some of her stuff. I haven't done her prompts in a very long time, but that was good. And something over here, not too sure. Trying to use up, these are like little Michael stamps from those old packs. I don't know if you guys remember those, but I still have some of those. This is like a tag from a scrapbooking pad with this kind of weird edge on it, so I put that in there. All right, so this day is Thanksgiving. My kids got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and volunteered to set up the race and do some volunteer hours. And then they ran in the race. My daughter ran the 5K with her friends, and my son ran in the 10K. So there's the turkey trot thing. And look, my favorite punch for you guys. I just put just plain happy. I made a little card here. My husband smoked, barbecued the turkey in the big green egg that we have. Just so grateful. We had the best day. Just being home. It was just very small. We just the four of us, but it was really grounding. I was sad I wasn't obviously with my dad, who's still in the hospital, but my sister was down there and they took dinner to him, and just really had a good day. I was, grateful. This is the 29th. A lot of you, when I posted this page, commented on this beautiful little scarecrow. It is simply a napkin. I did nothing to it. I literally taped it in up here just to cover. I just, if there's a theme, we put the paper napkins out on the kitchen table of that whatever month, right? If you will, like Christmas napkins, Thanksgiving. So these were the paper napkins we had out on the kitchen table. And so I just grabbed one and taped it in here. So I just put lazy morning, and then I got caught up on my journaling and whatnot, and then the kids and I headed to the mall. We actually had a good time. I value that they still want to hang out with me. We stayed until it closed. And then that's another tip in there. And this is just a piece of scrapbooking paper. And then while we were at the mall, my sister called, and my dad's having some complications. And so that's my journaling about that. This is a piece of paper I showed you guys when I think when I made the journal. This is a piece of painted like book paper behind here. So the mustard color and like gesso, if you will, is on top of that. So that's the background there. That's Friday the 29th. And Okay, the next day is the 30th. I put, which is the last day. I said autumn leaves, and then here comes winter. And I said, my dad, I found this little thing. It says, I am grateful. It says my dad had another scan and it came back clean. So they were worried about an infection, but it's all good. My son sent in his last college app on the last day to UC Santa Barbara. So go Gauchos. And now we wait. And there's a little sticker. It says, but I think I love fall most of all. So it says autumn leaves, here comes winter, but I think I love fall most of all. So again, this is a piece of paint. I painted this paper before when it was in the book. And when I ripped it out, you know, to use it, that became the background, obviously. And then I made a just a note on the back of the cover. So, oh, that's what I was going to show you. So I did count wrong when I used the 2 days back here somewhere, because I had wanted, and you can't even see it now, this day is Thanksgiving, and it was just this like whatever paper, but the day before was this really pretty, but of course I covered it up, but it's all turkeys. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all fall paper. But that meant that I had to use the back cover for kind of a goodbye note to November. This is that sweet material sewn little inchworm things that Elizabeth made. I just love those. So I used one there. And then a little note about the whole month and that my dad's been in the hospital and whatnot. And this again is the scrapbook paper that I made to use my whole cover. So I folded it up. It creates a little pocket if you wanted to tuck something in here. Throughout the month, I tuck stuff in, like to keep if I knew I was going to use it. But at the end of the month, I obviously take everything out and either move it to my next journal or get rid of it if I didn't use it, if it was, you know, Thanksgiving related or something. So that is it for November, you guys. That is the end of my book. I have moved into my beautiful, beautiful book from Christy. I took it out of the hardcover bound book, and I'm now in my December. I'm using one of these for my December. So I hope you'll come back and check that out when it's done. I thank you for your time today. I thank you for all the things I watch on your channels that inspire you. If you're new here and you liked this, please, you know, click the thumbs up or subscribe. I really review these once, maybe twice a month, and a couple other things. But I always enjoy hearing your comments and seeing what's going on in your lives. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.